The global phenomenon Stranger Things came to an end on New Year's Eve 2025 with a powerful and highly anticipated series finale that closed the book on one of the most beloved shows in modern television history. The final episode delivered a mix of intense action, heartfelt character moments, and a conclusion that gave longtime fans plenty to digest. From the very beginning, Stranger Things was more than just a sci-fi adventure. It was a story about friendship, loyalty, and the trials of growing up under extraordinary circumstances. Over 5 seasons, the group of kids from Hawkins, Indiana faced terrifying supernatural forces, government conspiracies, and personal hardships, all while staying united. The finale honored that journey in dramatic fashion. The final chapter centers on a climactic confrontation with the series' ultimate villain and the forces of the Upside Down. The group races against time to save Hawkins and prevent the collapse of the barrier between worlds. 11, now more powerful and determined than ever, leads the charge alongside her closest friends, even as old wounds, long-buried fears, and the weight of their collective past come to the surface. In an intense showdown, the team confronts the tangled web of threats that has haunted them for years, ultimately defeating the supernatural menace that loomed over their town. The Upside Down's influence is shattered, and the terror that once threatened to consume their world is brought to an end. But the finale isn't just about explosions and supernatural battles. It's deeply character-driven, giving emotional closure to the friendships that define the show. In a poignant nod to the series' roots, the final moments bring the core group back to where it all began, gathered around a game of Dungeons and Dragons, the same basement ritual that symbolized their bond in the earliest episodes. This symbolic return to simplicity underscores how far they've come while reminding fans of the innocence that first drew them into the story. While the ending brings resolution to many arcs, it also leaves room for interpretation, especially regarding the fate of certain key figures. Fans were left debating what ultimately became of some characters, with subtle storytelling choices inviting viewers to draw their own conclusions. Some main characters step into new phases of life, pursuing careers, relationships, and adventures that reflect growth and resilience. Others remain enigmas whose futures exist more in memory and imagination than on screen. Cast members who grew up with the show described the finale as both a celebration and a farewell. The emotional weight of saying goodbye was evident as the actors, some of whom have spent half their lives on this project, shared their experiences. For many viewers, the finale was a reminder that the heart of Stranger Things was never just its monsters or mysteries, but the deep, enduring friendships at its core. The ending marks the conclusion of a series that captivated audiences across the world and inspired immersive fan events, discussions, theories, and a cultural legacy few television shows achieve. As Hawkins fades into memory, fans can look back on a story that celebrated courage, connection, and the powerful magic of shared imagination.